This is Capital Notes from Milwaukee's NPR. I'm Maayan Silver in conversation with J.R. Ross. He's editor of WisPolitics.com. All right, so J.R., we just had a spring election. In the state Supreme Court race, liberal-backed Susan Crawford bested conservative-backed Brad Schimmel with 55% of the vote to Schimmel's 45%. What are your big takeaways from this race?
Republicans have a problem, and that problem is that when Trump is not on the ballot, Trump supporters don't show up. Look, there was a lot of money put in the race this week on both sides. The tracking that I've done had conservatives with an edge of about $9 million out of the $107 million spent. There's a full-on, full-court press put on to get voters to turn out. And Brad Schimmel did increase his number compared to Daniel Kelly 2 years ago. But Democrats had way more enthusiasm and pumping numbers up more and basically matched the margin of victory from 2 years ago. Janet Prosewicz won. And back to my point, there was all this talk about this race being a referendum on Trump and Elon Musk. People debate that. The main themes we saw in the ads were crime. Schimmel and Crawford are unique candidates with different personalities and arguments to be made, but it still remains that Republicans struggle in these off-year elections when there is a need to turn out your Trump voters because, hey, President Trump got more votes than anybody else in Wisconsin history on the November ballot. But those voters didn't all turn out the way they needed him to. Brad Schimmel said over and over again, if he got 60% of Trump's voters, he would win. He got 62%, I think, roughly, but Democrats were more enthusiastic. They were unhappy about Trump and Elon Musk and other things, and so they went to polls in better numbers. They just can't match the motivation unless Trump's on the ballot.
So Crawford's win will mean that liberal-leaning justices will have a majority on the court for the next few years. What could that mean for Wisconsinites? What are you watching for going forward?
Oh, the big thing that people in Capitol are watching is will there be a new lawsuit over congressional maps? Remember, the liberal majority overturned the legislative lines that the court had put in place for 2022, ruled they were unconstitutional. There was a lawsuit that was filed that challenged the congressional maps. The court declined to take it. Would there be another effort to get the court to take a look at those maps again and take a second go-around? Now, the questions would be, what would the basis be for that lawsuit? Would they argue the maps were unconstitutional? What would the foundation be for that challenge? But that's what had Republicans all in a tizzy going into this election. They were saying over and over again, and got national attention because of it, if liberals were to win and keep the majority, it would mean flipping probably 2 House seats. It's now 6-2 Republicans in the Wisconsin House delegation. It would mean flipping at least 2 of those and possibly impacting the balance of power in the House nationally and Trump's agenda.
Are you also expecting some sort of decision on the abortion lawsuit coming up soon?
They've been taking their time on that one. So they heard arguments in November that, obviously Brad Schimmel accused the court of slow walking that one to keep abortion as a more lively issue for this race. That's for others to kind of opine about. But so there's that. There's also then the second lawsuit that they agreed to take about whether there's a constitutional right to an abortion in the Wisconsin Constitution. That one hasn't been scheduled yet for oral arguments, so that might be something that Crawford hears. But yeah, there's some big cases on the pipeline for this court to hear.
All right, that was J.R. Ross, editor of WisPolitics.com, speaking with me, WUWM's Maayan Silver.